Please put your hands together for Daniel Mason Jones.
Thank you very much. Can we make some noise? You're hairdressers, right? We're in Vegas. I saw you guys last night. You're not quiet. So what I'm going to do really fast, we're talking about video and next level, but I thought it'd be really appropriate because obviously you're going on the gram and probably TikTok. And you know what? I might even contact Tom over at old MySpace. So in just a second, I'm going to start my phone on this side. Cool? Let me know you see me. You got me? Make some noise. Who is ready to go to the next level? Okay. You know what? They beat you guys. So who's competitive in the house? Yeah, that's right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my video on this side. And let's just see if this side can beat over here. Ready? Let's go. What? Okay. What? Over here packed a punch. Wow. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon. I'm not even sure of the time zone anymore, but I know that we're in Vegas. I'm going to slip this down since we're socially distanced about 20 feet. We're good. Who is ready to go to the next level? But really, because, you know, we talk about the world. Would you guys agree that the past year and a half has been a wild rodeo? Wow, the emotions, right? We're here one day, we're down here the next day. Our neighbors are fighting each other. People are crazy, right? We could put a stop to that because we're leaders. How many of you understand that you're a leader right here, right now? Yeah, because you are. You do. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Daniel Mason Jones. How many of you have never been with me before? What? Hello, new friends. Where are my sacrificial lambs? Lauren, I see you over there. Make some noise if you've been with me before. Am I going to love the new people? Yeah, we're going to take them all the way there, aren't we? I want to give a huge shout out to Surface and the amazing leadership. Wayne and Deborah, I have to tell you, you know, I work with Salon Centric and I work with a lot of brands, and the brands are amazing. But I want to tell you something that I've noticed. I've noticed this as I would go around the shows every year. I fell in love quickly with Sean and with Gerard, those of you that know him, the two guys. And I knew there was something really special about this organization, but I figured out exactly what the recipe for success was. You want to know what it is? They're standing, oops, I don't know where Wayne is. Maybe he's behind stage, but let's give it up for Wayne and Deborah. There they are. Thank you guys, true leadership. So today, my goal is over the next 90 minutes. How many? Hope you guys can just hold on to those bladders for a little bit. I promise I'm going to give you some tactical information that you can put to work right away behind the chair. Understand all of us are here on different journeys. I'm a stylist. I'm an educator. I'm a salon owner. Whew, man, if you guys owned a salon the past year and a half, we did it. We survived. And, you know, a lot of everything that we've done over the past year and a half has been mindset. It's been mindset. There were some of us that saw opportunity and some of us that saw obstacles, and there were obstacles that brought opportunity. But today we're going to uncover a lot of that. We're going to dig into social media a little bit. Who wants some social media? Yeah? Who says, I'm a ninja on social media. I don't need any help. Yeah, every time I think I'm really good in social media, I get one more punch. I'm like, thanks, Mark. But I'm going to help you navigate the future of where we are. I've been a hairstylist for almost 21 years, and it's been the most amazing journey of my life. I never would have thought as a little boy growing up in South Carolina that I would grow up to make people feel and look beautiful. Never in a million years. In fact, some of you in the room, who knows my former career? What is it, Heather? A mortician. I was a funeral director. Yeah, something you probably would have never guessed. I always said I put the F-U-N in funeral. So, but I am so grateful for the journey, and I want you to celebrate today who you are. And I want you to celebrate where you are. Even if you're not in the greatest place that you want to be, today, this conference, this conversation, the people that you've met, maybe even the person that's sitting next to you, may be the exact situation to help get you to where you need to be. I love to always give the analogy of navigation in our cars. You know, Waze, Siri, all the things that we use to get around. I would get lost in a trash bag. I have I have no sense of direction at all. But what I want you to do today is think about where you truly are. Not where you portray yourself to be, but where you truly, truly are. When we look at our industry, I think we're some of the most incredible people. We're giving, we're kind, we're talented, we're selfless most of the time, correct? And when we see what's happened with social media, and I do love social media, when we see what's happened over the years with social media, we've taken the true star of the story and we've gotten it confused. Who knows who the true star of the story will always be? Our customer, the person that believes in us. We are all servant leaders. And so some of you came up to me last night and you were so generous with your words, and thank you for those words. But you're like, I can't believe that I'm meeting you. I'm like, well, I felt the same. I can't believe that I'm meeting you. Just because you see what you think you know about me on social media doesn't mean that that's all me. In fact, I only share on social media what I want you to see. I've never shared on social media that I cut somebody's fringe too short. Have you ever done that before? Of course you have. You're like, oh, it's the latest trend in Hong Kong. Or that you overtoned. Have you ever overtoned someone's hair? Of course. I had a guest one time. We were back in the we call it the treatment area where we do shampoos, and I went through and I put a copper overtone on her hair. She looked like a glowworm. And this was a sweet English, very conservative, proper lady. And I was like, so her name was Liza. I'm like, Liza, you're so amazing. I think we're going to let you just sit here. I'm going to give you an extra treatment on your hair today. It was really a gloss that had some blue in it. There was a lot of prayers going on in the back of that bowl. So we only share who we want to be. So today, those of you that think that you know who Daniel Mason Jones is, how many of you have never met me before, but maybe follow me on social media? So my friend here with the blue shirt, give me one thing that you think that you would know about me. Just one. You listen to the podcast? Thank you. You probably feel like we know each other, right? That's called parasocial marketing. If you're taking notes, write that down. Parasocial, P-A-R-A, social marketing. It's a very different way of marketing. And I'm going to go into that when I teach you how to do video in just a little bit. Give me one more in the room. You never met me. You see me now. There were hands up here, right? I'm kind. I like to be kind. Mean people actually scare me to death. I'm like, why are you so grumpy? Get yourself a donut and give yourself a hug. Wow. Conditioning treatment, something. So I'm going to share a little bit of who I am. Those of you that have been with me, some of you, I appreciate you. I had a story last night. I don't see the two ladies, but two ladies pulled me aside last night, and they said that they were so excited that there was going to be an opportunity to hang out in person, that they did multiple credit cards to be able to come here. So wherever you are, I honor you for that. Thank you. You're committed to, yes, let's give it up for them. They're dedicated to themselves, their careers, and their guests. So thank you for that. Now, those of you that have really been like fans over the years, you know who I am. My story didn't change. It can't change. Your story can't change. How you grew up can't change. Everybody has a story. Do you have a story? Of course you do. So I grew up in small town South Carolina. Do I have any South Carolina people in the house? I was looking for banjos. I'm kidding. I love my South Carolina people. And so I grew up in South Carolina. I just want to give you a quick snapshot into my life because you may say, well, he's got a huge social media following. I've heard that this guy works 3 days a week and generates 7 figures a year behind the chair, and that's true. I do, and I can teach you how to do it as well. There's nothing special about me at all. Lord knows. But I grew up in South Carolina, super small community. I grew up in a religious community of people that have very big hearts, and people only know what they know, right? Sometimes we fault people because we think they should know what we know, but you're gifted wisdom in your journey that someone else doesn't have. Sometimes we have to open our hearts and minds to understand that we come from a different place, a different journey. We have to celebrate those differences. And so as I was growing up, we were in a pretty religious community. In fact, I love to tell the story to a room full of beautiful people that we grew up, women didn't cut their hair, they didn't wear makeup, they didn't wear jewelry, they wore long dresses, no splits, no zippers, we didn't eat shellfish, we didn't eat pork, we didn't have television, we didn't go to movies, there was no sports. In our congregations, the men were in the front, the women were in the back. That's how I grew up. Now, can you imagine me? Woo! But I appreciate my upbringing because it's made me who I am today. I honor people, I respect people, and I love people. And as I bring you on a very quick journey through my life, I want you to understand the guy that you've seen on social media that you say is kind and that I love people, you'll understand why today. And why I'm so passionate about business and why I wanted to create that podcast was to empower the hairdresser. It was to empower you because all of you have such an amazing gift. So I grew up in South Carolina, 8 years old. I remember very distinctly being on the back of a school bus, and there were only 2 other boys left on the bus that day, and they decided that I was different. They decided, because I was different, whatever that was to them, that they would hold me down and beat me up. And I remember how that felt. Anybody ever been in that situation where you feel totally attacked, vulnerable, and you're like, ugh, you can't get out of it? I was in 2nd grade. And I remember getting off the bus. I was like, I'll never ride a bus again as long as I live. In fact, I'm still terrified of school buses. I will not allow my son to ride a school bus. And so that moment really defined who I was. It defined who I was as a person because I learned in that moment that I was being judged and that I was never going to be good enough. Now, I didn't understand the depth of what that was at that time. I was 8. Fast forward, 14 years old, we had a really fun career day at school, and we got to do a whole assignment on writing about our career that we thought we would go into. I knew that I was going to be a funeral director. I wanted to work in the funeral home. I wanted to wear a suit because that's what rich people did, right? And anybody grow up poor besides me? Yeah. So I wrote this whole entire paper, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I landed a job. Or it wasn't a job because I didn't get paid, but I landed a volunteer situation for 2 years at a funeral home. And that started to grow me as the person that I am today as well. I loved being around people. I loved to help heal people that were broken and that were hurting. The reality was, now as I look back, this is the first time I've said this on stage, I now understand completely why I love to heal people, because I was broken. When you look at the people that give the most, so many times those are the people that were broken the worst. So fast forward, now I'm 16 years old, 2 days before my 17th birthday. It was March 24th. Where are my Aries? We're wild. I was at a religious conference in Tennessee, and from the stage that day, there was a gentleman that was projecting. And I believed his words to be true, though they weren't, that there was a spirit in the congregation that was bad. I thought that it was me. In my mind, he nailed it right on the head of what he was talking about, but I now understand 10% of the population are like me. I took this to heart. I remember standing there, I had my eyes closed, tears streaming down my face, and I remember asking, please take me. I don't belong. I don't belong. I left the service that day. I was with my guy friends. Another pastor walks by and he says, I don't know if I would sit with him. He seems funny. It was in that moment that I decided that I absolutely wasn't good enough. That I was damaged goods. And so I went back to my hotel room. My mom had packed me a bottle of Tylenol and a bottle of Benadryl. And you know what happened? Luckily, My body rejected that. And I'm here today to share the story. I fast forward through that, graduated high school, barely. I think I was a 69 average, let's tell the truth. Mr. Cox passed me because he was nice. And so I ended up going to college, but before I went to college, I was excommunicated and shunned from my community. Literally, on a Sunday night, would have been completely homeless. A funeral home in Atlanta, Georgia, took me in to let me live there for free. And that's where I started my internship for the state of Georgia as a funeral director. I completed my whole funeral science and then decided that my dead people looked amazing. So, which led me into your world. So here we are today, guys. And I want you to know that no matter where you are today, where you've been in the past, that your journey was given to you and you alone. No one can take that from you, and you're going to take your mess and you'll turn it into a message. And as I jump in the subject of video in just a moment, I want you not to be fearful, to stand in your power for who you were created to be, because I believe that all of us were created for three very distinct things, and that is to love, serve, and care for our fellow man. How many of you guys agree with me? That's why we're here, and that's why I love the message that has come forth for the past little bit. I was in rehearsals yesterday, and I was like, this resonates with exactly my DNA, so thank you. So let's talk about video. Let's talk about video. How many of you, when I mention, hey, I want you to make a video for Instagram, for TikTok, for whatever it is, literally want to grab a bag and either in it or take some really deep breaths? You're not alone. In fact, today, my friend Emily, where's Emily? In the back. I was outside before the day started, and I said, I'm so nervous. And even Tiffany, I was like, Karen this morning, I was texting you, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous. What if you don't like what I say today? What if you think I'm irrelevant? Or what if you don't like me? I have those same thoughts and feelings, so I don't want you to think just because I have a large Instagram following or because I found success in a couple different ways in beauty that I don't have the same things. In fact, I don't like how I sound. I think I sound like a gay country mouse. In my mind, when I talk, I'm like, hello. And then I hear it back and say, hey, girl. Right? And then the Lord gifted me with not a forehead, but a 2x forehead, only on one side. And that's cool. Anybody have a lazy eye besides me? Yeah, lefty over here. I call it wink and blink and a nod. So I have to get that perfect angle every time I go live or make a video or record a commercial or anything that I'm doing. I know where my angle is. It's about right here, center, left brow. And I'll give you guys a little something. I'm going to talk about, as you're learning to do your videos, why would we do videos anyway? You have to, right? It's humanizing your brand. Write this down. Humanize your brand. If you really want to humanize who you are as a person and let people come to you that believe in you, that are the right people, video is the number one way to do that. Why? Can we laugh for a minute? Because I love to laugh. A lot. In the right, Tiffany? So, it's good. So, when you humanize your brand, I can't possibly, and I love you guys, and I'm sure I'll post one too, because sometimes I just run out of content, telling the truth over here, but I can't possibly keep looking for the next 6 years of my life at a beautiful beach wave balayage that you took a flat iron to the last 1.5 inches, and you're really expecting her to go viral. You feel me? Because we've seen it time and time and time again. Are there any nail techs in the room? There's one. So, can we laugh together? So, the nail techs. I know this has never been seen before. Shh, don't tell her. So, ready? Sometimes nail techs, when they take their photos, they do this. That's new. And then the barbers. You guys see the barbers? I'm like, you are not bringing a straight blade near my throat. Smile, Snookums. Yeah. So when you have a video, now I get to know who you are. You're like, why is he talking about video and getting these people? How many of you, remember I'm from the South, so I'm going to make a joke. I will never offend anybody. How many of you have ever had a customer that you pray will either find the Lord or meet the Lord? Yeah. Correct. Why is that? They don't identify with your brand. They come in. How many of you have had a price increase? I hope everybody raises their hand right now. Don't raise it because I'm telling you to raise your hand. That's a lot of pressure. Right? Who's had a price increase the past year? Because you certainly paid for them. Right? So when people come to you and they're like, well, I can only pay you $50 for a haircut. That's fine. If that's your market, that's beautiful. If you charge $35 and they can only pay you $50, raise it $15. Come on. Anybody else ever been attacked by a varicose vein? They're not free to get out. Yeah, so I want you to think about humanizing your brand and letting people know who you are and what you're about. Even the brands, I'm going to show you something. I showed Wayne in the back just a second ago, and he's like, that's pretty cool. And those of you that are like in my inside club and you're in my group and we do education together, you've seen this. It's going to be reiterated, and I hope you're doing it. In fact, some of you haven't done it yet, so I'm going to be watching your grams. But I'm going to show you some really cool tricks with Instagram and social media today. And you say, well, what if people judge me? How many of you say you don't like how you look? You're beautiful. And the good news is we're wearing masks these days. If you don't like, you can cover up a third of it. You can even grab a second one for the forehead. Then you're all eyes. What if they judge you? You're already being judged anyway. You judge people. I judge people. Last night I was walking through the casino like I felt like I was going to get COPD. I'm like, Lord, have mercy. There were so many things in my mask. I was like, there's cigars, there's cigarettes, there's vaping things, I was like, sweet Jesus, I'm going to stop, drop, and roll back to my room, but I'm afraid I'll get something on my clothes. People are going to judge you, and that's okay. I want you to stop judging yourself. Remember a minute ago, do you know how much guts it took me to tell you my story a minute ago? It was hard. Because right now, for me, I'm on Shark Tank. For a lot of you in the room, this is our first impression. Some of you may say, I don't like that guy at all. That's okay, I love you. I'm going to give you all the love. In fact, if you don't like me, I'll love you twice as hard. Morgan, I love you. So, what would you do this very moment if you knew you would not be judged? Would you put yourself out a little bit more aggressively? Would you share your story? I talked to a lady for 4 hours and 8 minutes on the plane ride here. She was a bigger chatty Cathy than me. I was like, whoa. She's a nurse, right? And we started talking. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a hairdresser. We're the same. In fact, when people can't make it in hair, they go into nursing, which always makes me giggle a little bit. I'm like, okay, so you're going to come take care of me in the bed in the hospital. You're going to come take care of me, but you couldn't sell me shampoo. Woo. Weird, right? I'm like, oh, so if you ever see a nurse that has like bandages on their arms because you know they got like a full sleeve, I'm like, I see you, Rosa. So what if they judge you? They're going to, and it's okay. Just give them the side eye right back. The only people that will judge you are the people that aren't brave enough to do what you're doing. Did you hear that? Did you feel that? I think you did. Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. So get creative with your angles. You're taking photos of your work, and I don't know if we were able to animate this or not. If not, I'm moving around the head. So I did this balayage at home. It was for a look and learn segment, and people wanted to see the after results. So I was like, you know what, in 30 minutes, I'll blow this dry, I'll style it, go onto my Instagram, you can see it, put it in my stories. But do you see the angle is a little bit differently than making your poor customer? Can we laugh about one more thing? So there are people that have TV faces, and there are people that have radio faces. So if you happen to get a radio personality, you can turn them to the side and let them do a little movement. It's all good because that is a lot of work that we put into that hair. I myself am a radio personality, so like get my hands. So the biggest thing that I want to talk about right now with video is helping you understand that there is a commodity that you might be known for. If you were to look up the word commodity, commodity is a service or a good. So somebody may know you only as a consultant, only as an educator, only as a cutter, only as a colorist. When you have video, you have an opportunity to bring in a community. How many of you go and watch videos online? Everybody better get your hands up. You guys lived on TikTok, scrolling, watching the grandmas, the cats, all the things. Yeah, we watch videos, and you felt like you knew these people. Again, parasocial marketing. Parasocial marketing is me jumping on and not saying, hey, guys. Hey, Daniel Mason Jones here. I'm so excited to be with you. I'm saying you to 93,000 people. I'm excited to be with you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. But you want to make it seem singular versus collective. I had a very powerful video years ago, and I didn't realize the power that a video even had. I went live, or not live, sorry, that's not true. We pre-recorded and edited a video with one of my friends. She's a YouTube sensation, and she's not a makeup artist. She's not an esthetician. She makes $18 million a year out of the corner of her bedroom with a Canon camera that she bought from Costco. Crazy, right? She's an introvert. If she were to stand here, she would pass away. You go to her house, she's a party, but on stage, she's like, eh. But she's doing her thing. So we did this video together, and I talked about the features and benefits, and we did something. It was called Truth or Fact or Myth. I don't know what it was called, but those of you that have been to the shows, I've shown it to you. And it's on YouTube. And so we're just giving information and we're talking. And so we took questions that people thought that were the silliest things they had ever heard about hair, like putting milk on your hair, or avocados on your hair, or beer on your hair, or shaving your baby's head. And so that's the funniest part of the video. They're like, I heard that if you shave a baby's head, it makes your baby's hair come back thicker. I'm like, no, if you shave your baby's head, your baby's bald, they need a waken. So by doing that, what happened was people started to, and I don't want to open this can of worms because we're hairdressers and we're passionate. I saw you Aries out there. We are extra dose of crazy. And, but we say, well, we can't sell products inside the salon because there's so many websites and diversion and all the things that are happening, right? Have you ever heard that inside of our industry? We can't sell products because we don't believe in them, we don't talk about them, and we're not educating our guests. That's it. Let the church say amen on a Saturday morning. Yes. Yeah, so the video, I talked about these products. I sold 59 units of this one conditioner that I knew of because we were mailing that stuff out. I felt like Lucy and Ethel. USPS, USPS, US. Right, we're mailing all this stuff. These people were calling old school, giving us their credit card numbers. I'm like, that's crazy. They bought from me because I built trust. I humanized my brand. You are no different. Does this make sense to you? If it makes sense, say yes. All right. Who's going to make a video this weekend? Santa Claus is watching this side. These guys said they were going to do it. Videos are amazing. So share your story because you are a voice of authority. Right now in this room, there's every hair texture. There's all sorts of textures in the room. There are some textures that if you were to take a flat iron and heat it up to 110 degrees, that hair is going to laugh at you. It's like, not happening. And then there's some of you other ones. We call it frog fur in the South. Your hair is so baby fine. What happens if I heat up that iron to 350 and flat iron it? You're taking it to go in a box. Yeah. You know this. You women, some of you in the room got up this morning at 2:30 to start your eye makeup. My friend Mandy, wherever you are, I know you did that. You got up really early. You have a gift. your hair is gorgeous, it's wavy, it's long, but it looks like it's fine. How does it hold that curl? What products did you use? You already are the voice of authority in your area. People ask me all the time as a salon owner, how is your salon growing the way that it grows? How does it grow the way that it grows? It's because of leadership. The star in my salon are my team. I'm just the old guy that pays the bills. I love my team. They make me proud. The reason the salon grows is because we have a culture that's completely different. I wanted to be different, and I had to change. I had to level up, and boy, was it uncomfortable teaching an old dog new tricks. I had to get outside of our industry. I had to learn through different leadership programs. I had to really dig into this, from Ritz-Carlton to Disney World to Coca-Cola. I went to all the different areas to get coaching because I didn't see it inside of our industry, because we were copying each other, and we were building the same salon 6 blocks down the road from the other salon thinking it was going to be successful. You can share your personality and brand of what your salon identity is on video. How many of you, instead of taking a photo of somebody cutting hair in your salon, go into your salon with a video, and you've got a video on your feet, make sure you know where you're going, and you're videoing yourself walking in. And they go into the salon, and the person's eyes are thinking, well, where are they walking into? And you walk into the salon, and you pan the room, and you got hair happening, and you got energy, and you got music. Because every salon environment is different. I've stayed in 2 hotels since I've been here. The energy environment are completely different. Completely different. This is more energetic and young. The other was more conservative. Like, it is what it is. The brand identity you can showcase through the power of video. How many of you remember when we used to travel? You would research a hotel or a country before you got there, and you would see the beautiful water, you would see the hotel, or I remember one of the last trips I took was in Copenhagen. I was like, where did I go? I was in Copenhagen, and it's not a very big city, but I remember when I got to the water, I saw all those homes. It was because I had seen the video and I had built familiarity with it. You want to sell more retail in your salon? I'm glad you do. I do too. I love retail. It's amazing. Inside of our salon, we are hitting somewhere. Last year, obviously, threw us off the charts. It was not cute. But our salon does anywhere between $800,000 to $850,000 a year in retail, one location. Yeah. Because guess what we don't let our customers do? I have so many things. Probably got a rabbit in one of these pockets. I'm the new David Copperfield. But when they pull out their phone, I'm like, oh my God, you want a selfie? Hey, girl. So this product here, I want to let you know that every time you purchase a product from Muse Salon and Spa, you're not just purchasing beauty, you're helping save a child's life. Here at Muse Salon and Spa, we donate 1 clinical trial back to cure childhood cancer every single year. So thank you so much for your loyalty to our community and helping save the lives of our innocent children. Right? Tell your story. If you donate to charity, tell your story. It's not bragging. People need to know your initiatives. They need to know your causes. They need to know that you have passion bigger than just hair. You are a community. You know, when we were going through the whole crisis of the pandemic, we all went through it together. And we supported each other. And we would watch Zooms, and we would watch classes, and we would love on each other. And it's like, when are you going back to work? In Georgia, we were the first ones back. And people were messaging me every day, like, what is it like? I'm like, it's like doing hair. They're tipping better. They remembered how important we actually are. It's amazing. And for the first time ever, when you went back into the salon and you had a wait list of 40 to 50 people waiting for you, you got to choose who came back. And the first place I would look was those retail SKUs. They didn't buy retail? Sorry. So brand who you are. Tell your story. I wish I could have got Lamar Burton on there reading Rainbow. But tell your story. People want to know who you are and what you're about. Let me ask you this, and I don't want you to go to a negative place. Where are we not going? You are not, in my presence, going to a negative place. How many of you have seen people post things on their social media over the past 2 years that have turned you completely off of who they were as a person? Yeah. I had people that I thought had really beautiful big hearts that I saw they didn't. I was like, wow, that was an act. You deserve an Oscar. You never cared about me. You never cared about people like me. You deserve an Oscar. I'll pray for you that your heart becomes soft, right? So don't post those things. In fact, all of you that have been in private classes with me, we talked about this year, there's 3 circles. If you think of Target, the brand, there's a small circle, the little bitty circle in the middle, and then there's a little bit larger circle, and then there's the largest circle. This is called the circle of control. The small circle, you guys can draw this out because it's something you all need to know. The smallest circle, you have 100% of control of everything that happens in that circle. Those are things like what I put into my mouth, croissants. That is how I speak to you. That is how I show up for you. That is something I have control over. I used to think that I had control over my career until my salon was shut down and all my classes were canceled. I put that in circle number 2. That's what you have 50% of control over. So it should look like a skee ball. Your first circle should have a 100. The second circle should have 50. And then there's this enormous outside circle. This enormous outside circle is 100. These are the things that you do not have control over. None. None. The biggest circle. Weather, pandemic, politics, government, news, local, national, or wherever it may be, we have no control. But where do we spend the most of our time? In the outer circle, which provides brokenness, anxiety, despair, and none of us are getting to where we need to be in life, right? So get back to basics. I can only control what I can control. The rest of this is out of my control. I choose happy. I choose happy. So when you post, please think about that. So I'm going to teach you how to curate perfect videos right now. The next 50 minutes, as Wayne would say, take your hand over here and we're going to buckle up because I'm about to give you some stuff. So 6 easy steps to get the video to where you need it to be, to get the customer that you need to have in your chair and the money that you deserve to earn. And all of you that have been with me, you've heard me say this, and I will say it every single class and every single opportunity that I get. And I'm going to ask this question, you already know, when is the last time you've ever been to a retirement party for a beauty professional? Why are we laughing? That's sad. Why don't we retire? Oh, come on. Doctors love practicing medicine, but they go golfing after 60, right? Why don't we retire? Reality. Because I see you on social media saying you're making all your own money. I see it. I see those beautiful Fendi, Louis Vuitton, Hermes bags. I see them. Average hairdressing salary in America is $22,000. $22,000. If you break that down to hourly pay, we're earning about $10 to $11 an hour. Isn't that crazy? Does that make you feel crazy? Because it certainly makes me feel crazy. Yeah, we have to change that. We are a business. We are professionals. Yes, we are artists. Of course we're artists. But artists can also make money. You don't have to be a broke one. So as I'm teaching you how to do this, I'm teaching you everything that I do for my own self. And I'm also going to call myself out here on stage. I have not posted on social media in 9 days. I haven't wanted to. That's all. So you're like, if you hear people say, well, you need to post every single day. You know what? If you're seeing 3 guests a day, you can post every day. If you're seeing 40 guests a day, you cannot post every day. I'm trying to raise a kid. I'm trying to be a good husband. I'm trying to run a salon with 60 people. I'm trying to do all the things. So posting sometimes gets a little bit lost in the shuffle. Post when you feel it in your heart. Don't post just to post. Post when you almost feel, it's almost like a conviction. It's like, I have to post this. And when I post, if you look at the posts that I put up, when I put quotes up, I have a rhythm on my page. If you guys don't follow my page, I invite you to go there. I'm not asking for followers. I'm good. But if you want to DM me, if you want to see what I do, if you want to steal ideas, it's yours. Go for it. Daniel Mason Jones. So the hook. How do you hook people? I did it when I walked in the room this morning. The first 3 questions that I ask you, how many of you would like to have more guests? How many of you would like to have more success and opportunity? And how many of you would like to make more money? That was a hook. Or I could have come in like the infomercials do. They're the best salespeople in the world. Tired of feeling bloated? Yes. Is that you, Miss Cleo? They know how to hit us. They know how to get us, right? So the hook, I'm going to hook you right now. You're like, you're not hooking me. Yes, I am. How many of you hairdressers right now have worked and worked and worked and learned and worked in education and committed yourself to being the best version of yourself, and then Patsy comes in and sits in your chair and she tells you that you don't deserve a price increase and that she hates her hair and that you're horrible? You ever felt that one? We all have. That was a hook. You see, I identified a problem that you had that you didn't know that maybe you had, but you had it. If I said to you, how many of you have inconsistent pay flow inside the salon? So you have 1 week that you take home $1,000, you have another week you take home $200, you made a huge mistake because you bought a Louis Vuitton bag and now you can't afford it, you're trying to dust the stuff off the bottom, you're like, it doesn't look good with my skin, and you try to take it back. Inconsistency creates inconsistent results. I like to know how much I'm gonna make because number one, my husband is very expensive. 21 years of him, I'm like, wow, all you fellas that are married to females in the room, you're like, oh my God, my wife's so expensive. Marry somebody that's a Porsche collector. We'll talk later. So the hook. How many of you have ever bought a magic bullet? Of course you have. I've got so many magic bullets in my house, it's like a target up in there. I even bought a machine called a Yo Nana one time. Thing was fantastic. I lost 30-something pounds I found them all back, thanks, Rona. But a Yo Nana, you freeze the banana, you put the banana in it, you put the lid on it, it turns into ice cream. What? No dairy, no sugar, this thing's magical. Yeah. Who's gonna go buy a Yo Nana right now? Yeah, they're pretty awesome. So the hook, you have to get them. And a lot of times you have to hook people with emotion. If you look on my Instagram later, not now, later, you'll see that I hook people. I will say something like this: I can't believe they said this, ... And it's on a carousel post. Why would I do that? Because you are looking for drama. And so you take your finger and you start swiping to the left, right? You're like, oh, it was a positive post. Oh, well. But the good news was I captured your attention on my Instagram for 11 seconds. So Instagram says, wow, there's some valuable content there. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to send you a little surprise of 500 new eyeballs on your page. And then you comment and you swipe. And then Instagram gives me another 500 because only 2% of your followers see your post. Carousel posts are also very amazing. You can post up to 10 videos in those. Did you guys know that? It can be static, it can be video, combination. You want to always create emotion. Always. What problem are you solving? So some of you, people ask me in social media, well, should I have 2 different pages? I'm a hairstylist and I'm a music teacher. You know what? If you got tons of time, do that. But I would be like, la, 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 level 7, right? Like I would be singing you a song about hair because I'm not doing 2 pages because ain't nobody got time for that. But let people know who you are. I'm an educator and a salon owner and a coach. I'm wearing a lot of hats. This bald spot gets any bigger, I'm going to have to wear a hat all the time. Call me Kenny Chesney. So now that you've identified the problem, what are we going to do? We're going to offer a what? I'm pretending that I can't see. A solution. What is a solution to a problem? The customer sits in your chair and they say their hair is dehydrated. Or they would say dry, but we're fancy. We say dehydrated because it's like, ooh, did you say dehydration? We need moisture quick. I'm going to sell you all the products. Sometimes my women walk out of the salon with like bags. How do I use this product? Well, you're going to use this one on Wednesday. Use this one on Thursday. This one's for Friday. I'm kidding, kind of. But how long will it take you to solve the problem? Right now, I'm going to give you another hook. Guys, unless you're really high maintenance, we're going to take you out of the equation. How many of you women in the room are single moms? Raise your hands. So it's crazy, right? You're trying to raise your kid, you're trying to look good, you're juggling your career, like it's a lot. but you look good. Listen, I saw some of you, I can't see you now. It looks like I'm looking into the light. I'm like, is this the end? But I saw you walking out earlier. I'm like, geez Louise. I felt like I need to get my phone out of this video. I'm like, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. Whoa. I love being in the beauty business. Thank God we're not in the ugly business. Can you imagine? Be terrible. So offer a solution. Single moms, you're like, well, people say, well, how do you manage it all? Where are my healthy people? You people that like or what are you, I don't even know what it's called because I'm not healthy. Like on Sundays, you make your food, you know, that meal prep. Where are my meal preppers? Not doomsday preppers, my meal preppers. Yeah, that's discipline. You probably all are super fit. A little boring. Super fit. I'm kidding, you're not boring. I'm envious of you. But the solution is to being healthy, to being able to not order Jimmy John's and a $13 delivery fee from Uber Eats or DoorDash. Oh my God, they charge a lot. That's your whole day. You have to add on 6 conditioning treatments to pay for DoorDash. So offer the solution. Offer the solution to your customers when they're following you. And the biggest thing that you want to do, I want you to say this word that I have in the very bottom here. The biggest intention with every video that you post is to do what? Convert. What is converting? Get them to spend money with you any way they can. Any way they can. I have online education. They can buy online education. They can buy products. They can come get their hair done with me if they're a customer. They can come do a shadow day with me in the salon. There's a million ways to make money as a hairdresser if you're willing to put in the hustle. I'm always the guy driving the hustle bus floor, and I'm, let's go. So, and then this. I'm only going to share one of these with you, but I'm going to share the other two. You can only see this one. After you got the hook, you've offered the solution, you got them to your page, you've curated something beautiful that people want. Now, where are my guys, are my ladies, guys that take my classes? You know, who knows what my CTA is? I saw a hand. What is it? She's like, I put my hand and I'm hiding under the chair. It's a call to action. What in the world is a call to action? But wait, if you call now, we'll double your order. You go to Amazon, only 3 items remaining. I'm like, girl, your warehouse is the size of this entire hotel. You have 18,000 of those, but you're telling me there's one. Delta Airlines, only 1 seat remaining at this price. I'm like, I went on the app, there's 74 seats available. Can I speak to Aaliyah? Yeah, I'm like, this is ridiculous. So call to action. You want to have a sense of urgency. You want it to be a sense of urgency. In education, if I'm doing online classes, I'm going to have something coming out in 22. You know what it's going to say? It'll have something to do with limited. I'll assure you that. Doors closed for this academy on this date. People are like, ooh, I got to get it. You do have to get it if you want to grow. CTA. CTC, call to comment. Asking people to actively comment underneath your post on social media. Why would you want people to comment? Engagement, and engagement does what? It boosts the algorithm and gets more eyes to your page. That's why you always ask a question underneath your post. I never say, I joke about this, if you do this, I love you, but don't do it again. BLONDE, with like a lightning. Don't do that again. Helen Keller can see that it's blonde. Right? We know, we see. BALAYGE, woo! Right, Bali, I saw it. Honey, I saw it. Your station like Elsa and Olaf melted. It's a mess. I saw it. I know it's balayage. Tell me why you chose balayage. How many of you have people coming in asking you for balayage and you know it's a foil? They come in, they box colored, you're praying over it, putting like unicorn tears into their hair. They're a level 3, they want to be a level 10 right now. You're like, and they're like, I want to get some of the balayage. I'm like, happy Halloween. No balayage for you. I understand this. She just laughed her actual lash off her face. That's cute. So you're like, it's balayage. You guys need to be making videos explaining the difference between a foil and a balayage, and not everybody is made for a balayage. In fact, we can foil you, and we have treatments that we can do today. It's like 17 steps, but we can give you that balayage look, but we have to do foil because we need to live through those layers. One of the next videos that I'm going to do, I'll go ahead and tell you, don't beat me to the punch. If you do, give me credit. I'm just kidding. I'm going to take a block of wood, and I'm going to go to Home Depot or Lowe's, and I'm going to buy stain. And I'm going to stain that block of wood with a gray, with a light color, and with a dark color, so that I can explain to our consumers why we color gloss inside the salon. It's not because we're correcting our work. It's because we're trying to achieve the tone that they desired in the first place. This puts you into the voice of authority driving seat where people know what it is you're looking for and what it is that you do, why you do it. You know, same thing, I'm not going to teach you a business class now, but you guys say, hey, would you like to add on a conditioning treatment? The customer's like, no. You're trying to make money off of me. But if I said to you, hey, you know what, before I started coloring your hair today, I noticed that there was a little bit of dehydration from the mid-shafts of your hair to the ends. My professional recommendation is that we could go in and create a really beautiful, customized conditioning treatment for your hair. Is this something that you would like to enjoy today? And I always nod my head yes. Because the neuroscience is in our mind, we mirror people. So we do this like, no, yeah, yes, of course I want a conditioning treatment. I want to let you know that's only going to be $40. Only $40. Listen, if you... Can I take my education hat off and just be your friend for a second? If you guys don't believe that people will spend money on stuff, look at those 174-year-old people outside right now on ventilators and oxygen tanks at the casinos, feeding $20 bills. I was like, Margie, have you looked at that Medicaid plan lately? You might want to check your supplemental, right? Don't feed that hungry beast. My girls that we were with last night, they were playing, hi friend. They were playing Britney Spears slot machine. And they got ahead, my husband did it. I was like, first of all, why are you touching that machine? You don't know how many fingers are on there? Forget coronavirus, there's worse stuff on that. But they're feeding Britney. I'm glad she's free. But they're feeding Britney $20, and he got to $30. I was like, you're ahead of the game. Cash out. Make your $10. No. Went home poor. People are spending money like drunk sailors. Walk through Louis Vuitton. Anybody been shopping, luxury shopping since you've been here? I've been to 4 different Louis Vuittons trying to buy my friend a bag. They don't have it. You have to wait in line to go inside the store. I'm like, oh my God, of course I give consultations. Like, you know what, you would look amazing with the side swept bang and a little bit of balayage around the hairline. Those extensions not working for you, sister. People are spending money on bags. You wait in line for 2 hours to go into a Louis Vuitton. Not here, because there's like a Louis Vuitton like a McDonald's on every corner. But they're spending this money in their housing market. Anybody seen a price increase in your housing markets? Crazy. People are in bid wars like, no, that's my house. We almost got into a bid war yesterday on a house we didn't even see, but I wanted the house, we lost it. But we were going to get it. Crazy. So people are spending money. Why is it when we get them in our chairs, all of a sudden we see them out there feeding the machines all this money, and they look like they don't have any money, a lot of them. We're scared to talk to them about product, condition treatment, add-on experiences, color glosses, all these things. You need to be putting these things in video on your page, talking about why you want a condition treatment, why you want a color gloss, why this product is your favorite. I'm going to teach you guys something in a second that's pretty cool to showcase the product. So close the deal, wrap it up. Hey, if this is something you're interested in, make sure to DM me the word shampoo so that I know you're interested. That's also a CTA, call to action. So they're going to go in my inbox. Or if I did a live video and they put shampoo in the feed, now I know who I can reach out to. They've given me permission to sell them. Does this make sense? Say yes. How do you guys feel? I was worried this morning. I said, Lord, I see these people out there hydrating themselves last night. It's early in the morning. I was like, I'm about to have some IV drips for these kind folks. Which social media platform is right for you? Which social media platform? Is it Pinterest? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Is it Facebook? Where are all my babies in the room? My Generation Zs. You're 21. She's like, woo, I'm a baby. I love the kids. So I do. I'm not one of the old people that pick on you. I think you're amazing, and I need to learn from you. You need to learn from me, but I need to learn from you. Yeah, I'm like, stop picking on people. It's just gross. Get off the bus. So you're like, well, I don't use Facebook. Do you use Facebook? Facebook. She's like, what is this language you speak of, you old person? You do. What about you? She's 13 months old. You do use Facebook. So Facebook is 30 years old and up. Guess what happens after 30? You have established credit. Hopefully you paid off your student debt, and you have disposable income. Those people can actually afford to come and see you, and they may have gray, or as I say, non-pigmented hair, and they're going to come see you every 4 to 5 weeks. The good news is they also respect your time, so they're not going to no-show you. How many of you get people from Instagram? They're like, oh my God, your work's so amazing. And you're like, right? You get all like butterflies, and they come in like, I've got $17 to pay you, and I can come back next November. Know your audience. Know your audience. That's all I'm saying. You do you. I have my brand. I love my brand. It's worked for me for a long time, and I hope that you love your brand. If you don't, you can. It's never too late to rebrand who you are, but brand what you're about. How many of you in the room hate doing men's haircuts? Tell the truth. And why do you hate doing men's haircuts? Because they don't buy retail. Their average ticket's not very expensive. However, men are loyal. We pre-book. We'll buy anything you set in front of us because we are not online shoppers. I'm not going to go, and I will buy 6 shampoos at one time so that I don't ever have to do it again. If you had a quarter for every black t-shirt that I have, oh, wow. I'll go into the store. I'm like, yeah, I need 20 of those. They're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing's wrong with me. What's wrong with you? Why are you judging me? So which platform is right for you? TikTok. I am encouraging you. We don't have enough time today to go through all the things. I could give you a 17-hour social media class with a lot of information. But I encourage you to go online and Google the statistics of which platform, what is the average age of the user, and what is the average income of the user. Pinterest has the highest disposable income of any social media platform out there. And if you have a website, Pinterest is genius because you can link your URL, your products, your services, your goods. It'll take you right back to the website and you can sell. So don't negate that. But some of you are like, there's like personality types. There's all different kinds of people are like, well, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I read about TikTok. I can't do anything else, right? They're like, I can't. I'm not telling you to get on all of them. I'm telling you to find the one that works for you and go hard. Go hard. Instagram can make you so much money if you play your cards right. Those of you that know me and have known me for a while saw that I got a free car a while back, right? A $130,000 car was delivered with the keys to my salon, and they said, pay us in hashtags. I sold the car in my salon parking lot 48 hours later to a commercial real estate developer. I'm just a hairdresser. That's what they thought, right? People are watching you. Never before has it been easier to build your brand. How many of you aspire to be a platform artist? Raise your hands. You want to be an educator. What are you doing to do it? Are you letting people fall in love with you right now on social media? Are you teaching the things that you love to teach? Are you talking about why you need to wash your hair with cold water when you have a vivid hair color in your hair? You need to be teaching now so that people can discover you. How many of you want to do runway hair? Are you putting looks of model hair out there to let people know what you can do? How many of you want to attract more stylists into your salons? Don't put on there because I've seen it 1,000 times. Looking for help. That's original. So is every business in America. Why would they want to work with you? We're about to make a video in our salon. We in Georgia, our minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. We had all of them starting at $10 an hour, so we were already above. But last week, we gave every single hourly employee inside of our company a $5 raise. All of them. So now they're all $15 an hour starting out. And we put in a bonus structure for them where they're going to make additional bonuses, because I remembered I took so much time caring for my stylists that I forgot my associates. I forgot my front desk team, the people that make it happen. For me, culture's everything. So I wanted to change that. We have 401k with 4% match. We have full insurance package. The minute you come in, I got tired of hairdressers saying, well, I don't have insurance. Why don't you? I wanted to create something. I wanted to give extreme flexibility with their schedule so that our single moms could be moms and go to soccer games and baseball games. I want them to have everything inside my company. When you make a video and you have your people testimonials about what you're doing, guess what? You wind up with a wait list to work inside your companies, and a bigger thing, they don't leave. Right? Share your story. People want to hear it. People love stories. So we got this, the A word. No, not that one. Algorithm. Who says, well, the algorithm hates me. It keeps changing all the time, and every time I post. Anybody? Bueller? Yeah, I see you guys in the Facebook groups going ham on it. I'm like, I see you. We all are worried about the algorithm. Forget the algorithm. Put pretty stuff out there. Put interesting stuff out there. Everything's going to change. You can still grow. And it's not about write this down. All of you people that stress out, you're like, you know what? I work hard. I think I do good work. I'm a nice person. But nobody comments. Nobody likes this. Nobody does anything. They don't engage. Change your entire format around. I will tell you that you're amazing. I'm also going to tell you this. You may not go viral when you post. In fact, I've only had 2 videos in all the posts I've ever done go viral. Some of you guys supported it, shared it, and liked it. You didn't even know it was me. Right now, I'm going to tell you that it was me. How many of you saw some crazy lunatic years ago painting balayage with a mascara wand on the hairline? That was my video. And then you saw somebody right behind that do balayage with Velcro rollers instead of using cotton and plastic. I don't do that in the salon. I did it for the gram. I threw those rollers right in the trash. Made a good video. Got a lot of eyeballs on my page. Write this down. It's not about how many. It's not about how many views, likes, comments. They're important. It's not about the how many. It's about the who many. It's the who many. Just the other week, it's my second time now being asked to speak outside of our industry. I did it last year. It was very intimidating, but it was really awesome. And this year, they canceled it due to COVID in Chicago. But last month, I was supposed to share a stage, and take your politics out of this because it's still a big deal no matter what you think. I was asked to share a stage with Michelle Obama in Chicago. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm a hillbilly from South Carolina that went through some crazy stuff to get to where I am. And because I've shared my story, because I've shared my passion, and because I've stood in my truth to empower other people, I was discovered. We'll do it next year, right? But there's power when you stand in your true self, authentic self. And write this down. Write this down. It's going to be a little bit to write. When I stand in my truth, I will attract the right people, and I will repel the wrong people. Not everybody is for you, and you are not for everybody. Don't play the game of trying to people please everybody, because you will suffer every time. You use your story, your testimony, your love, your compassion for the things that are important to you, but make sure they're not harmful to anyone else. When people go onto my social media, you don't know anything about me, from religion to politics. You don't know that because I don't even know that. Right? I just know that I live here among you, and I'm happy and I'm thankful every day. That's what I know. So stand in your truth. So you may post, And you may only, I love Schitt's Creek. Moore was my hero. More baby. If you don't know, you don't know. So I was stuck on a tarmac in Tampa, Florida. Lightning strikes. We couldn't take off 3 hours. I was bored to death. I was sitting beside a very grouchy man here, and one that was kind of cool here. I was in the middle. I was like, so I start watching Schitt's Creek. I'm literally crying. I'm laughing so hard. I was like, sir, you could really use some of this. All right, so let me ask you, how many of you in the room, don't you tell a fib either, we've got cameras everywhere. How many of you have ever made a purchase off of social media? Every day? Somebody's got a shopping addiction. I love it. Oh my God, can I tell you how many lights I have bought? Carrie Ann would love my house. She can look into all the lights. I've got ring lights and cube lights and box lights and soft lights and warm lights and cool lights and lights with remote controls. And I've got some that you have to get up and move around. Those are not good, especially during COVID season when you're not really dressed appropriate. Like I would have on like a blazer and this, and I'm wearing like Nike shorts. I'm like, So get the remote one. Fantastic. But we all make purchases from social. I bought shoes off of Instagram. I was like, we're hairdressers, our feet hurt, right? So I'm always about a good shoe. In fact, Lauren, I remember our conversation in Wisconsin. That was the last thing you said to me on departure. You're like, you know what? You bring a 6-shoe game. I will never forget that. Were you in the room when I fell off the stage, by the way? That was embarrassing. So I tricked everybody. It was complete trickery. I fell because I couldn't see because the lights are bright. And so I'm walking and talking, and I literally fall off the stage, but I landed on my feet like a billy goat. And I was like, the first couple of rows, it was this huge room. And this first couple of rows, they were like, did you fall? I'm like, did I? Or did I change location? Did I change elevation? Because that's how life is, friends. Sometimes you have to change elevation. Meanwhile, my ankles are like, I think I had Motrin for dinner that night. But online marketers are saying now that online sales, you see that number up there? 91%. In fact, I had a wonderful privilege to train with a young man just a while back. He is the visionary behind Amazon. Very smart guy. And his story is absolutely insane. And I got to hear where the future is headed. In fact, in the next 2 years, you're going to start seeing drone deliveries more with Amazon. And the way that we shop, Amazon will actually be able to fulfill your orders in your house. I think it's Samsung refrigerators now will already order your groceries. They have the capability. So things are changing. So if we're going to live in our old ways of, well, I've always been a hairdresser doing hair like this, and I sell like this, and I've got one word, Blockbuster Video, and good night. Actually, 2 words, 3, but who's counting? We have to change. We have to evolve. We can't just be a hairdresser. Listen, I'm old as dirt. When I started doing hair back in the day, I had an old wind-up Kodak camera. Remember the disposables? They were yellow. Like, and I would take pictures of my redheads, my stripy Kelly Clarkson chunk highlights. I couldn't blow dry hair. Ooh, I could have used your blow dry product back then. I diffused everybody's hair because I did not know how to blow dry. I did an apprenticeship, so didn't learn a lot. And I just think back to that, and I had photo albums. I had a blonde album and a red album and an updo album, and now we have all of this at our fingertips. It's so much easier. However, things have changed. Now, as a hairdresser, you have to do social media. And I don't think I do, but I may have people in the room right now that are resisting. You're like, well, I am not doing social media because I've done this for a million years. I'll tell you the same conversation I had with 2 of my stylists in my salon that were level 4s, and they've gone to a level 2 in performance. My salon has had double-digit growth every single year, and they've gone backwards. They're the very ones, I love them to death, to death. They'll be with me forever. But they don't want to grow. They don't want to change. They're like, well, I don't want to do social media. It's just so much already to be a hairdresser. Right? Listen, my idea is this. If you can make more money now, you'll have more money later if you don't waste it and spend it, invest it wisely, instead of having to like buckle up and really work harder later in your career. So they're like, well, I don't want to do this. I said, I just want to tell you this, and I'm going to say it with love. You do what you want to. I'm not telling you have to. I'm just recommending because your numbers are declining. Your clientele is declining. Your customers are going to move away, get bored with you, or pass away. Like they're leaving one way or the other. And I was like, how many, and I'm going to ask you this in the room. Don't raise your hands. How many of you right now in the room, people are coming to you, and they're bringing you videos or photos of another hairdresser's work? You don't have to answer that. You already know the answer. The reason they're bringing you those inspiration pictures is because you didn't provide them. They love you. They believe in you. But what they're saying is a subtle hint. They're saying, hey, you know what? I'm looking. I want this, and I don't know if you know how to do it because I didn't see it. So basically, when they start bringing those photos in, if you're getting it all the time and they're not bringing in photos of your work or videos of your work, I'm saying this with nothing but love, and as your new friend or old friend, you need to start putting your work out there. We are so replaceable. Our consumers are smarter and more savvy than they've ever been right now, and it's so easy to get new business. And I'm gonna throw the kids under the bus again. These kids are coming out of beauty school, and they're building six-figure careers in their first year. It's no accident. It's because they're marketing on social media. Make sure that you're using social media versus digital media. You're like, what's the difference? Social is I'm interacting with you. Digital is just I'm throwing images out there for you to look at, hoping that you'll bite, right? So the hook, the solution, the CTA, all of these things. Whew, let me take a breath. Can we have a real talk? Who's using Reels right now? Oh, they're so good. Reels literally can blow your business apart in a matter of a minute. And you're like, who's posted a Reels? And you're like, well, it didn't perform. Should I delete it? One person. You're like, I posted it, but I'm going to take it down. Felt cute. Might delete later. Right. Trap. She thirsty. So you get the Reels up, and you're like, you worked hard, you did the caption, you asked the question you're using now. For anybody that I taught recently, it's changed. FYI, I see my friends out here. It used to be 30 hashtags. It's no longer 30 hashtags. It's 5 to 8 hashtags. Next week, it may be 7.5. I don't know, but right now it's 5 to 8. They're always tricking us. You can't really do 7.5. That was funny. So 5 to 8 hashtags. Yes, you should use hashtags. There's a lot of people saying you should not use hashtags. You should. One hashtag can increase engagement up to 17%. So at least get 1 or 2 hashtags. 5 to 8 is ideal right now, subject to change always. But we're talking about Reels. Reels have a 2-week, how long? A 2-week lifespan. They can go viral in a 2-week period, where your regular video posts typically have 30 minutes. Good information right there. So you've got 2 weeks. So maybe you posted something last week, and you're like, well, it's not like, anybody see Chewbacca Mom? Remember that? She was hilarious. Yeah. So she went viral, and she got a lot of gigs just for being ridiculous in the front seat of her car. She didn't take herself very seriously, did she? No, she did the thing. So real talk. We're going to talk about Reels right now. Reels are no different than TikTok. So if you're a TikTok platform user, this is all the same pretty much information. They're very competitive with each other. But your Reels. I'm going to teach you guys, those of you that have been in a class with me recently, maybe you know this because I did share some pretty good stuff in there. But I have to share it. It's awesome. Reels. Who knows? Actually, let's backtrack. We're going to put the brakes on and put it in reverse for a second. Come on, Missy Elliott. Put the thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Is your friggin' difference win yet? Are y'all having fun? Because I am. I was so nervous earlier. Lord have mercy. Thank God I can't see you. I want you all to get your phones right now. Now, if you got a text message from somebody you met here this weekend, they can wait. Don't check your Instagram. So I want you all to get, where are my iPhone users? Okay, Samsung, I don't know how to do this, but there is a way to do it, I know, so just kind of follow along. This is really good. I taught a class in Philadelphia last week, and almost everybody that worked in the salon did not have their phones on these settings. This will change your game with video and with photo. So I want you to go into your general settings right now. And when you go into general settings, give me a whoop when I'm there. It's only 34 people. Waiting on 376. So you're going to go to your general settings, and you're going to go to camera. So scroll down to camera. And you're going to click onto the camera option. When you click onto the camera option there, I'm going to have to pull out my phone because I want to make sure that I give you all the things that you need to do. And ta-da, general settings. So you guys can find your way there. I'm finding my way there now. General, those of you that didn't follow along, I'm giving it to you again. We're going to go to general. We're going to go to camera in our application. And then we're going to go through. I want you all, even if you have a Samsung, the same information will apply. I just don't know how to get there on your phones. I want you on your record video. Do you all see the record video option? I want you all to make sure that your phone is set at 4K 60 FPS. That's 60 frames per second. You don't need to know what that means. It makes your videos pretty. It gives you great pixelation and clarity. And then underneath it, you're going to have record slow motion. That option needs to be set at 1080. 1080. So if you don't have that, you need to update your phone and software. All good. So just update it. So you get the highest resolution. Next thing I want you to make sure you have on is record stereo sound. If people come to your page and they hear something that doesn't sound good, they're done. But I'm going to contradict that with something else in a second. If they actually are listening, it needs to be clear. You want to make sure that your grid option is turned on. Grid is huge. Turn the grid on. So it's going to give you 9 squares. It'll look like Instagram, but they're almost like elongated rectangles. Turn that on. I'll talk about why in just a minute. Mirror front camera should be on. View outside the frame should be on. And prioritize faster shooting. So if you're trying to get those images really quickly inside the salon, you want them to pixelate and get you clear resolution right away. This is tech talk, I know. You're like, I'm a hairdresser. Just do what I say and what I do, and you'll be fine. Message me later if you have questions. All right, so that's what I want you to do. Perfect. Now your phone is set up for success. You're good now. Your videos will look so much better. So when you're creating reels, when you're creating videos, how many of you are on Instagram and TikTok? Why are you scared of that? Get that hand up. That's awesome. Do not share your TikTok videos on Reels. Do not. Facebook, Instagram platform do not like that. The AI, the artificial intelligence, can sense that logo, and it will actually kick it off, and you will not get what you need on your engagement. So record the videos on your regular camera roll, and then do your work on the side. You're like, this is really a lot. It's worth it, I promise. If you put in the hard work now, it's super easy behind that. Does this make sense? So do not share them from platform to platform. They may have different music. You want to make sure you're always using the trending music. That is huge. And you can always find that. It's the first thing that comes up. Now, you ready to play on your phones again? My superstar alumni students, you already know this trick. We're going to the green screen. We're going to make a killer video or photo right now. Get your phone. Go to Instagram, no matter which phone you're on. Go to Instagram. And when you go to Instagram, you're going to make it look like you're posting a story. So go to Instagram as if you're going to post a story. Click the little plus. If you're with me, say plus. Awesome. So you're going to go to the plus. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to have a blank screen. It looks like you're going to post an Instagram story. The very bottom, I know we say we don't use filters. Tell the truth. I want you to scroll all the way over on the bottom left, or scroll to the left. Like push it real good. I love you guys. All right, so scroll all the way to the left, and there should be an option that looks like a magnifying glass. It's search, and there's a plus on it. Do you all see that? If you see it, say yes. I need a few more yeses. You're like, yes. All right, so you're going to go there. You're going to click on that. When you click onto that last option, it's going to take you to somewhere you all need to learn to live, because there's some really cool stuff. We do not have enough time to go there today. But you're going to go to the top and type in 2 words. The 2 words will be green screen. Type in green screen. And it's going to pull up 4 options. We're going to go to the very top left. There's 2 ladies in the corner. You're going to click on that option. This is wicked cool, guys. If you've not played with this, it is really awesome. You're like, I'm lost, but you're pretty. All right, so we have green screen. Click on the 2 ladies, and there's going to be an option that says try it. Do you all see that? Click on try it. Don't look at your neighbor's phone because it's about to pull up your camera roll. Had that happen in a class before. I'm like, oopsie. You're like, where am I? So, okay, on your screen, hang tight. We're posting on story. So you're going to take to the very bottom and scroll all those filters as far as you can to the very left. Like push it, like sling that thing like you're on Price is Right. All right, there. Now you're going to press the very last option. Then you're going to type in green screen. So for the rest of us, I don't want to lose the room. Help your neighbors. That's what we do. We delegate. So now you're going to be able to put your latest photo or video in there. But you can also put your own picture. So you'll see yourself with a green screen, and then you can put add media. When you click on add media, it'll bring another image. So if you're painting a balayage, if you're doing a haircut, or if you have a favorite product, now you can put that on the picture behind you, and you can point to it. All you have to do is touch yourself on the little image of yourself and pinch down. You can scroll and make it smaller, and you can point and talk about it. Do you all see that? It's pretty crazy stuff. All right. So find me in the hallway afterwards if you're still lost. We've got 5 minutes. I need to make sure I knock this out for you guys. The other thing I want you to focus on is testimonials. Focus on what? Testimonials. I want you to focus on getting customer testimonials. You can even go to Google and pull one of your 5-star reviews off. Put that on your page. People need to see that there's credibility. If you're using, I have customers now that use Awaken. They've had crazy success with that product. Testimonials are huge. You can say, hey, I had this customer, they used this product, and this is what it did for them. There's a testimonial. Now you're selling those products virtually, and they come into the salon and get it. Whoa, all right. Now, I won't be able to take a lot of questions, but I do want to take your questions. Yes, and speak loudly. Go for it. I'm sorry? How do you get me to come to where you are? Where are you? Where? Oh, amazing. You would talk to your salon-centric representative, and they can get education. Questions on anything that we talked about today? Yes. God, what a great question. So what she's saying is, how do you reinvent yourself, especially as a new stylist? You're branding yourself and you're trying to create a new you. Just do that. So if you have not ever talked about retail before, start talking about retail. Your customers may say, why are you all of a sudden talking about this? And like, I had an epiphany and I realized, ready for this? Can I give you a really great thing that you can say in the salon? This is good. I did it to Joyce. She'd never purchased product from me. Oh, so we have a mic runner here, and he can run fast. So Joyce came in, and she never had bought product from me, ever, ever, ever. She has non-pigmented hair. She doesn't get color. She's just a haircut. I love her. But it was like, she pre-books. That makes me happy. She's here, and I love her, but I need to make money. I want to retire. So one day, it was around this time of year, around Thanksgiving, and I said, you know what, Joyce, I finished your haircut. I was like, you look so good. And I said, I just want to tell you, I really am thankful for you, and I'm so thankful that you choose me to be your hairstylist. I also want to thank you for always purchasing products from me. It means a lot. You know, we do so much give back to our community, and if it weren't for people like you, we couldn't do what we do. So thank you for that. I honor you. Joyce went right up front. She bought a shampoo, a conditioner, and a mascara. Every time Joyce comes in from now on, she buys products. It's because I had a conversation with her. I didn't make her feel bad. I didn't scream at her. I just told her, hey, because of you, we give back to the community. Thank you for that. So again, story time. Just get a little story in there. I give back. I love people. I serve people. So that's that. So brand yourself to be whatever it is that you need to be. I've had to brand myself as an educator from being a hairdresser. You know, I've been around for a long time, and I didn't really get on the map until 3 years ago. And so I had 16 years of education behind me and would have people literally block my education because there were more popular people on the street. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to brand myself and do my own education. And I was able to build my brand, and people wanted it. So it overrode what was happening. So you do you. Who else has got a great question? Oh, don't turn into little quiet church mice in here. Hello, front row.
Hi. So you were talking about how you have content, sorry, I hit you, I know, I'm like whacking them, that you post, you have ready to post.
Yes.
Do you have any advice on how to batch content for the future?
God, that's so good. How many of you right now have 30,000 photos, videos in your phone besides me? And you're like, well, her hair, she has a flyaway. Nobody's looking for that flyaway. They're looking to see you post. Your fans. I had so many of you. I was like, oh God, y'all are going to be so bored. You've heard me before. You've been 70 hours of education with me since last year on every Zoom call I ever had. You've been there, and you've heard some of the same stuff repeated. It's okay. Sometimes you're in a different place. So your content, what you're doing, share it again. If you had something that you liked before and it was just a regular video, turn it into a reel. Slice it up. Ooh. When you're making videos, this is good. Cut your videos. So take those videos, press duplicate at the bottom, and then cut them and size them. So I might say, it may be like this. Oh my gosh, check out this balayage. Click, done. This balayage is absolutely amazing. Now I'm talking from a different side. People's attention spans now, this is crazy, is actually the same of a goldfish, literally. And so we have to stimulate people. So if it's one video in the same place all the time, or you're standing there just talking, people cut you off. So you need to make sure that you come from different angles. One last question. I want to be very respectful of time. We've got 34 seconds.
Do you use an app that can schedule your posts?
I do not.
Okay.
And thank you for that question. There are some great ones. Later is really good. Buffer, B-U-F-F-R, is really good. I don't believe in them, and here's why. If I post, I'm with that post. If you comment, I'm talking back to you immediately. I like to have that engagement going. So always make sure you're present. Social media. Be social. Love your audience. Instead of always looking for new people, love the people that are already there with you. They will refer the right people along to you. Listen, guys, I am so honored, so grateful. I'm actually filled with gratitude right now for the love and the openness in this room today. I wish you all tons of success. And if you enjoyed this portion, please tag me on. So, my God, y'all are so nice. Are you kidding? Thank you. I hope you feel the love. Remember, we have a big world out there that's hurting. Go spread love, kindness, and joy. It's so easy to do the right thing. Thank you for being a part of this today with me, and thank you for opening your ears and minds to what I had to say. Thank you, guys. God bless.